The kettlebell, good morning. I'm going to have you move on to, I just call this one a hip hinge. And I like to load the weight right in the center of the hip. And this is just a good way to get you used to holding weight and hinging at the hip without really loading the spine very much. So it may not seem like much, and if you're really new to deadlifting, it's a great spot to start because it gets you used to having weight in your hands and hinging at the hip, and very, very safe for the lower back. So from here, you're going to do the exact same movement. Just going to push those hips back. So same as before, what I don't want to see is bending at the knees. All right, hip hinge, so push back. So another way that people fail in the deadlift, or they kind of break form, is the shoulders start to fall forward. And usually that's because people aren't staying strong in the lats. So when you're deadlifting, it's very important that the lat muscle right here stays strong so that we're not falling forward this way, which leads to their back rounding. A couple ways to do that is I like to think of when you're setting up for the deadlift, arms out, and imagine someone's trying to push those arms apart and you're going to resist. When you do that, you'll feel those lats kind of activate, and we want to maintain that tension throughout the lift. So this front banded kettlebell deadlift is an excellent way to sort of train those muscles, and it gives you kind of a tactile feedback of what that should feel like. It also lets you start the hip hinge movement and the deadlifting movement with a low weight and activating the lats. So I've looped a band around this kettlebell so that I've got a little bit of that weight pulling forward. So my lats are going to have to fight to hold it up. So I'm going to deadlift this up. From this position, as I come down, I want to think about dragging that kettlebell towards my heels. So the same as before, hips are going to go back, but I'm going to stay strong in my lats and fight that band, not letting it pull that kettlebell forward and then up. So same as before, you're pushing back, holding strong. So what we see most often with this exercise is that the weight, people start to let that band come out. So what I'm trying to stop is that sort of weight getting away from your body. So we're trying to drive back. So nice and strong. If you're really focusing here, you'll notice a lot of activation in the shoulders, triceps, lats, all sorts of upper body portions of the deadlift. If you're finding it's hard, sometimes it's nice to have a target so you can take some kind of block. I'll use a kettlebell here and stand over it. And then you're just going to think about trying to tap the top. All right, so that is the front banded kettlebell deadlift.